Okay, y'all, buckle up because what I'm about to break down is messy, wild, and honestly one of the most chaotic celebrity situations we've seen in a long time. We're talking Cardi B, Offset, Stefan Diggs, alleged pregnancies, courtroom sightings, social media shade, and a love triangle that feels more like a whole soap opera. Now, I know rumors about Cardi B being pregnant have been flying around for weeks, and she's been shutting them down every chance she gets, telling people to stop speculating about her body. But here's the thing, Offset himself is out here stirring the pot, leaving cryptic comments, responding to fans, and basically hinting to the whole world that Cardi might actually be pregnant. And if the baby is who people think it is, then this whole divorce between Cardi and Offset is about to get 10 times messier. So, let's get into it because this tea is hot. Now, let's start with Offset, because he is the one adding fuel to the fire. About 2 days ago, a fan left a comment on Instagram saying something along the lines of, "I hope people know that legally that baby will be Offset's. If she's pregnant by the other man, it's about to be a mess." Now, that's already a bold statement. But instead of ignoring it or laughing it off, Offset jumped right in and responded with, "The devil is a lie." And at first, I thought, okay, maybe he's just being dramatic like he always is. We all know Offset loves attention, loves to play up drama online. But then, the more I thought about it, the more I realized, why would he even respond unless there was some truth to the comment? Why would he even engage with people speculating about Cardi B being pregnant if there wasn't something to it? And it didn't stop there. Another TikTok started circulating where someone was basically asking who the father of Cardi's alleged baby might be. And Offset himself jumped in the comments again, this time saying, "Not mine." Y'all, think about that for a second. If there's no baby, why even say, "Not mine"? If somebody accused me of being the father of a child that didn't exist, I wouldn't say, "Not mine." I'd say, "What baby?" Or, "Y'all are crazy." But Offset didn't do that. He doubled down. And to me, that's basically his way of telling the world that, yes, Cardi is pregnant, but he is not the father. And that's where the story gets really messy. So, here we are with Cardi B denying pregnancy rumors left and right, trying to keep her personal business private, trying to control her own narrative. But then we've got Offset, her soon-to-be ex-husband, basically exposing her to the world and throwing her under the bus. And it's not even subtle. He's not hinting. He's flat out saying, "She's pregnant, but it's not mine." Now, can you imagine being Cardi in that moment? You're dealing with a public divorce, with fans constantly in your business, with blogs watching your every move. And then your ex, the father of your kids, the man you're divorcing because he couldn't stay faithful, is out here publicly humiliating you like that. It's petty, it's messy, and it's exactly the kind of behavior we've seen from Offset before. Let's not forget, Offset and Cardi's marriage has been through constant scandals, cheating rumors, breakups, makeups, public spats. And now that the divorce is happening for real, Offset seems to be leaning into the role of the bitter ex. And what better way to get under Cardi's skin than to take away her right to announce her own alleged pregnancy on her own terms? He said, "Nope, I'll handle that. I'll tell the world." And let's be honest, that's not just messy, that's cruel. Now, this is where Stefan Diggs comes in. Because the rumor is, if Cardi is pregnant, the baby is not Offset's, it's Stefan's. And y'all, this man's situation is a whole circus on its own. Stefan Diggs, NFL star, has allegedly been very busy. Word on the street is that he already had a baby earlier this year, plus another woman pregnant with twins, plus yet another woman claiming to be pregnant by him too. That's right, 3 babies on the way at the same time, on top of the child he already had before all this. So if Cardi really is pregnant by Stefan Diggs, that would make baby number 4 on the way for him. Now, I don't know about y'all, but to me, that screams reckless. And it makes me question Cardi's headspace right now. Because this is Cardi B we're talking about. She has always been very vocal about wanting to do things in order: marriage first, kids after. She waited until she was married to have her kids with Offset. She's not the type to just have a baby with a man casually. So, for her to allegedly be pregnant by Stefan Diggs before her divorce is even finalized, that feels like a rebound decision. A move made out of emotion, hurt, or maybe even spite. And I say that with all due respect because I know divorces are hard, especially messy ones like hers. But this just doesn't feel like the Cardi we know. And let's really talk about the rebound theory for a minute. Cardi has been through hell in her marriage with Offset. She stood by him through cheating scandals, public embarrassment, and disrespect. She's admitted in interviews that his cheating messed with her confidence and made her question her worth. So now, going through a divorce, it makes sense that she'd want to feel desired again, to feel loved again, to have someone new giving her attention. But rebounds are tricky, because a lot of the time, they're not about love or compatibility. They're about distraction and ego. And if she really jumped into something with Stefan Diggs, a man with all this baggage, and ended up pregnant, that tells me she's not in the best place emotionally right now. And let's not ignore the fact that if she is pregnant by Stefan, this will definitely complicate her divorce with Offset. Offset has already shown he's not above being petty. So imagine him in court dragging Cardi about being pregnant by another man while still technically married to him. That's not going to be pretty. And if there are custody battles or financial disputes involved, this alleged pregnancy is going to make things 10 times uglier. Now, let's circle back to that courtroom sighting because that's where this whole conversation really took off. Cardi was spotted leaving court in this all-white outfit, and people immediately started speculating about a baby bump. And honestly, I saw the pictures, and I get why people are talking. She was definitely moving a little slower. Her outfit looked like it was strategically chosen to hide her midsection, and her walk seemed different. And listen, I've been around enough pregnant women to know when someone is carrying. That didn't look like bloating. That looked like a bump. And I know y'all saw it too. But according to Cardi, Imani didn't take the hint. She kept following her around the office, and things quickly escalated. What started as an invasion of privacy turned into a heated argument. Both women were screaming at each other, cussing each other out, and then came the serious accusations. Imani alleged that Cardi not only disrespected her verbally, but went as far as to spit on her, fat-shame her, call her the N-word, and even physically assault her. Now, those are some heavy claims. And they instantly turned this from just a petty spat into a legal matter. Cardi, of course, denied all of these allegations. But here's the kicker. Despite Cardi's denial, Imani went forward with a lawsuit, suing Cardi for $24 million. Let me say that again, $24 million. Now, we all know celebrities get sued left and right, but this number just screamed money grab. It doesn't mean Cardi is automatically innocent or that she didn't say something harsh in the heat of the moment, but the sheer size of the lawsuit makes it seem less about justice and more about cashing in. Fast forward to now, and the case has been dragging on. But based on the recent testimony and evidence that's come out, Cardi is actually in a strong position. Several witnesses failed to corroborate Imani's story. In fact, one doctor outright denied that Imani had suffered emotional injury, which was supposed to be one of the damages she was claiming. Another surgeon testified that he treated a scar on Imani's face in 2022, 4 years after the alleged incident took place. That timeline just doesn't make sense, and it really weakens her case. Even the judge overseeing this case seemed frustrated with how Imani's lawyer was handling things. And if the judge is already losing patience, that's not a good sign. At this point, everything is pointing toward Cardi walking away from this without facing major consequences. Yes, Cardi may not have handled the situation perfectly. She probably should have ignored the woman or walked away, but the way this lawsuit is being presented feels frivolous. Honestly, if you're working security in a medical office, your job is to maintain professionalism, not chase after patients with your phone out. Imani crossed that line, and now it looks like her attempt to profit off of it is backfiring. Now, just when you think this situation couldn't get any messier, Cardi's estranged husband Offset jumped into the picture. And let me tell you, he stirred up a whole different kind of drama. Offset essentially confirmed what people had already been whispering about Cardi's pregnant. But instead of standing by her or staying quiet, he flat out denied being the father. Yes, he went on record saying, "The baby ain't mine." That statement alone was enough to break the internet. And of course, it didn't help that Cardi was photographed leaving the courthouse in a fitted white outfit that clearly showed off her growing baby bump. The images spread like wildfire online, and speculation went through the roof. If the baby isn't Offset's, then whose is it? That became the question on everybody's mind. Offset didn't just deny paternity, he doubled down. When people started suggesting he might still be legally responsible for the child since he's her husband, he shot back with, "The devil is a lie." In other words, he's making it clear to the world that he will not be attached to this baby in any way. And then came the rumor mill. Social media detectives started piecing things together, and the name that kept popping up was none other than NFL player Stefon Diggs. Now, if this is true, it opens up a whole new can of worms. Stefon's reputation is not exactly squeaky clean. He's been accused of fathering multiple children with different women in the same year, and there are even more disturbing allegations about him drugging and assaulting his stylist. To make matters worse, when that stylist refused his advances, he allegedly tried to have the man killed. Now, these are allegations and not proven facts, but even the existence of such rumors paints a very troubling picture. If Cardi is indeed having a child with Stefon Diggs, it creates an incredibly messy situation. Offset suddenly looks like a saint compared to Stefon, and fans are already expressing their concerns. But at the end of the day, Cardi is grown, and she will make the choices she feels are right for her. It's possible that this pregnancy reveal is all part of a carefully planned rollout. Cardi is no stranger to turning controversy into publicity. She knows how to command attention, and with an album expected in the near future, this could all be part of the strategy. But no matter how you slice it, the situation is chaotic, and the internet is eating it up. Now let's move on to Tamar Braxton because, as usual, Tamar has managed to find herself in a whirlwind of drama. Tamar is one of those artists who is extremely talented, but always seems to get in her own way with the decisions she makes and the way she handles things publicly. Recently, Tamar shocked her fans by announcing that she would no longer be releasing her upcoming album, and the reason she gave was tied to an accident she claimed she had. According to Tamar, she woke up in a pool of her own blood, with her nose and teeth busted. Naturally, her fans were concerned. People were worried about her health and safety, and speculation immediately began swirling about what could have happened. The timing of the incident was very suspicious though. Tamar had just been seen hanging out with Funky Dineva, a popular media personality. When Tamar's accident story broke, some people online started connecting dots that weren't really there, suggesting that Funky Dineva might have had something to do with it. Funky was understandably upset by those accusations, especially since Tamar didn't step in right away to clear his name. Instead of directly addressing the rumors, Tamar went on social media and dropped a trailer for her album. This made people believe she was using the accident as a publicity stunt to promote her music. Funky Dineva called her out on this and dragged her online, saying she was playing games and manipulating her fans. Tamar responded with subliminal posts, throwing shade without ever really addressing the issue directly. Eventually, she did try to provide proof. She posted a video showing her broken teeth, and her dental surgeon confirmed that she had been injured while sleepwalking. Now, that explanation sounds strange, and a lot of people weren't buying it. Funky Dineva certainly wasn't convinced, and he continued to criticize her. As the drama dragged on, Tamar finally went live and showed herself on camera. She insisted that she was telling the truth, that she had really been injured, and that people were bullying her for no reason. She claimed she had been in and out of the hospital for pain management, and that she deeply regretted even sharing the accident in the first place because it opened her up to constant criticism and accusations. Still, many fans remained skeptical. Some pointed out that her nose and face looked completely normal, which made them doubt the severity of her injuries. Others felt that Tamar was being overly dramatic and feeding into the controversy instead of just addressing things clearly from the start. The pressure and backlash eventually got to her, and she announced that she would be scrapping her album entirely. She said she was going to retreat to her farm and disappear. Now, if you know Tamar, you know she's dramatic and has said things like this before. I honestly don't believe the album is gone for good. Tamar is too talented and too passionate about her music to just walk away completely. I think after the dust settles, she will eventually release the album because her fans are still eager to support her. But the way she handled this whole situation was messy and unnecessary. Instead of just being transparent from the beginning, she played games on social media, and it blew up in her face. Tamar is her own worst enemy sometimes, and this was one of those moments. So, between Cardi B's trial, the rumors about her pregnancy, and Tamar Braxton's latest controversy, it's safe to say the entertainment world has been chaotic lately. Cardi's case shows how celebrities are often targeted with outrageous lawsuits, but it also highlights how their personal lives can complicate things further when drama with partners like Offset gets thrown into the mix. Tamar's situation, on the other hand, is a reminder of how important it is for artists to manage their image carefully, especially in the age of social media where every move gets picked apart. And the thing is, Cardi is not the type to dress conservatively unless she has a reason. This is the same woman who has shown up to court half-naked before. So, for her to be covering up in layers, in bulky clothing, that feels suspicious. It feels like she's trying to hide something until she's ready to make it public. And again, I respect her privacy, but at the same time, she knows she's a public figure. People are going to speculate, and Offset isn't exactly helping her keep things private. Which brings me back to Offset. Why is he doing this? Why is he so intent on exposing her? I think it comes down to bitterness. Offset has always had an ego. He liked having Cardi as his wife because she elevated him. She's the bigger star, the bigger name, the bigger bag. And now that she's leaving him, I think his pride is hurt. He can't handle the fact that she's moving on without him, possibly with someone bigger and richer than him. So, he's lashing out. He's trying to embarrass her the way he embarrassed her during their marriage. The only difference is, now, he doesn't have to apologize. He doesn't have to fix it. He can just be messy and watch the internet explode. But here's the twist. What if Offset is telling the truth and Cardi really is pregnant, but not by Stefon Diggs? What if she and Offset had one last moment together before the split and the baby is actually his? That would be the ultimate plot twist, right? Because then, all of his "not mine" comments would come back to bite him, and he'd look like a fool for denying his own child. And honestly, with these two, anything is possible. At the end of the day, though, this whole situation is sad more than anything else. Cardi B is one of the biggest female rappers in the world. She's built an empire from nothing. She's a Grammy winner, she's a fashion icon, and yet here she is, caught in a messy love triangle with her ex-husband and a football player with multiple baby mamas. It just goes to show you that no amount of money or fame can protect you from messy relationships and heartbreak. And that's what makes this story so compelling, because it's not just gossip, it's real life. It's love, betrayal, ego, and consequences all playing out in front of millions of people. So now, the big question. Is Cardi B actually pregnant? And if she is, whose baby is it? Is it Offset's? Is it Stefon Diggs? Or is this all just one big internet misunderstanding? Personally, I think there's enough smoke here to say that there's definitely fire. Cardi can deny it all she wants, but her soon-to-be ex-husband is basically confirming it every chance he gets. And if that's the case, then we are in for months of drama, court battles, and headlines. But what do y'all think? Is Offset just being petty and messy, trying to embarrass Cardi? Or is he telling the truth and she's the one trying to keep things quiet? And if she is pregnant by Stefon Diggs, what does that mean for her divorce, her career, and her future? Let me know in the comments because I really want to hear your thoughts on this one. That's all I've got for now. But trust me, I'll be keeping my eyes on this story because something tells me it's only going to get messier. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe for more updates because the tea never stops brewing over here. Alright y'all, that's it for today. Until next time, stay messy, stay tuned, and stay sipping that tea.